I was born in Guatemala, was abandoned by my parents. They had their own struggle with addiction, so I grew up in an orphanage. And so that abandonment instills huge feelings of resentment, rejection, resentment, bitterness, and all these kind of stuff. And that alcohol was I call it counterfeit peace that I found. So it's just a symptom. So a lot of these struggles that men are going through are actually just to cover up something, whether it's intimacy or issues, and that the only real solution for those symptoms is a relationship with God, because that's what we were ultimately created for. My parents that adopted me were Christians, but they had their own struggle. And so I grew up in the church, but the parents that adopted me actually ultimately split and divorced. And so after that divorce, kind of like got away from the church. When I really discovered men like at Red Truck Men's Group, that men that follow the Lord and Christ, man, that there is an actual change and a development. And that's what it was later on in life that brought me to the Lord. So the most used metaphor in the Bible is of war, of we're being soldiers and equipped for that. And I just think of the story of David. It said that it was the time for kings to be at war. And David, you know what he was doing? He was not there. He was over there, and that's where lust that eventually led to murder. So we want to have men that stand on biblical principles, but also to have the vulnerability to allow other men to go, hey, I'm not the only one going through this situation. I'm not the only one that's struggling with lust. I'm not the only one that feels overwhelmed and maybe thinks it would be easier if I wasn't here anymore. There are other men that are strong and have the faith.